All right, hello everybody. It's Royce Fletcher Thomason back again today. Um, just a sojourner on a spiritual journey, wanting to help infuse love and light onto the planet. I know that we're in interesting times right now, um, and the more of us that can bring some level of love, light, goodwill, healing to the planet, excuse me, the better. So, there we go. Okay. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Looking forward to our time together this weekend. I know it's going to be an awesome experience for everybody involved, and bountiful black bright blessings to everybody who's here today. Um, Again, we want to just continue to infuse the planet with love and light and healing and goodwill and awaken the awareness of the fact that all of us on the planet are one. Uh, Even if it doesn't necessarily seem that way, it is the reality. We're all one, we're all connected, we're all breathing the same air. We all have some of the same essentially basic needs. I didn't know that I was going to cover my mouth like that. Maybe I should have set this up just a little bit differently today. Um, hey, Valeria, good to see you. Good to see you today. Um, I don't know how I can make myself sit up higher. Than it seems like I keep covering my mouth with those little banners for, when I share the comments. This is kind of a new thing using this particular service, so please bear with me. I'm figuring it out and have to kind of chuckle at myself in the process. But again, I've said this before. I'll continue to say it. Planted within each and every single one of us is the essence of God. We're all like a drop of water in the ocean of God. And while we might all be individual droplets, we're all a part of the same ocean. No matter what part of the ocean we might be in, no matter what our gender might be or our ethnic identity, no matter what our political leanings might be or our belief systems, that doesn't change the fact that we're all one. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you here today. Many blessings to you, my sister. And so this is really an interesting time on the planet because there seems like there's like this impetus to create a sense of divisiveness. Okay. Saw it as recently as yesterday. I'm not going to make a whole lot of comments about that. Some of you probably read in between the lines your own interpretation of that. But nonetheless, this is a time where it's really important that we focus on the healing of ourselves individually, how we can play a role in the healing of others, which really is another way of saying play a role in our own healing and correcting our own twisted thinking, clearing the perception that is the function of the veils that cover our own eyes, that cause us to see through filtered lenses everyone else as a function of the dysfunction that is going on within us. I don't know if I can repeat that statement again, but hopefully you got it. Anyway, this weekend we have coming up for the first time in years, definitely since I've been living in the state of Texas for at least 6 years. The first time we've done the Transcending the Matrix training in over 6 years. My bad on that. I take full responsibility for that, but nonetheless, we let go of those things that are past and move forward from here. And so this is a time where we're really focusing on raising the awareness of love and light on the planet. It's a time where we're focused on being ambassadors and servants of that love and light. We really have so many things that are going on the earth at this time, at the same time. Okay. From a physical health standpoint, there's everything that's going on with this global pandemic. From a mental and emotional standpoint, people are having all kinds of things that they're dealing with in connection just with this pandemic alone. Uh, there are a lot of concerns that people are having from an economic standpoint, also in connection with the pandemic. There is tension that shows up in different ways between people of different political ideologies, tension that shows up between people who feel like you should wear a mask and people who feel like you shouldn't have to wear a mask. There's tension that we're seeing as far as from an ethnic standpoint. I say ethnic specifically because there's only one race, the human race, and that construct of race is really a man-made construct that's used to create a sense of divisiveness in order for one group or another group to have power and control over others. Time out for all of that foolishness. We're at a time now where people who are willing to step into a new level of love and light are able to do so. Sometimes the brightest light shines in the darkest times. I'm not saying these are necessarily the darkest times, but it's certainly a time that we're called to embody the love and the light that we are more fully. And so I know that for today, we put out there, we're focusing on helping people to become people who are dealing with physical pain or even emotional pain, that we want to offer some support in that. And I just want to check in real quickly and ask, is there anybody right now who's feeling any physical pain in your body temple right this moment? Is there anybody out there who is experiencing any physical pain at all? Okay, and I know that we're on a bit of a delay from last week. It seems that it's on about a 15-second delay or so, if I remember. Jennifer, I remember you kind of tested that for me. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it was about a 15-second delay. If you are experiencing any physical pain, please drop it in the comments. And if you're not necessarily experiencing physical pain, but maybe you're dealing with some emotional pain, please let us know that. We're more than happy to offer some support in that area today. So again, please just drop that in the comments and let us know if you're dealing with any of that today. One of the things about using this third party service is that it does not actually broadcast quite in real time, and we've got that delay going on. So I don't see any comments of anybody who's dealing with any physical pain, nor any comments of anybody who's dealing with any emotional pain. If you do know of someone who is dealing with either, please invite them to come on to the broadcast today. We'll be sure to address that and offer some relief. All right. But in the meantime, and in the event that we don't have anybody who's coming to get some relief from that, and let me just say this real quickly. Pain isn't really something to fear. I learned while going through a process of initiation nearly 30 years ago that pain is weakness leaving the body. So it's not the end of the world to have pain. I know that there are a lot of things that are done to mask pain. whether from a physical pain standpoint or from an emotional pain standpoint. For physical pain, we do things like take pain, quote unquote, pain killing medications. Really, what they are is neurological numbing medications. They're not actually getting rid of the pain. They're not at all addressing the source of the pain. They're just making it so that you're numb to the pain that's actually there, so that you're not consciously aware of the pain that's actually there. And certainly the root of that is continuing to fester during that process. Now, with emotional pain, it's a little bit different how we go about dealing with emotional pain. We have a lot more ways to mask emotional pain than we do to mask physical pain. All right, there are a ton of different things that we do to mask emotional pain, and it shows up in uh, drug addiction, it shows up in alcohol addiction, it shows up in trying to control other people. It shows up in, this might really hit home for a lot of people. It shows up in addiction to this. Okay. How many of us are spending a tremendous amount of time on our cell phones or just aimlessly wandering around social media over the last few months? Or if we were to be honest, even over the last few years. Okay. This right here is a quick fix that we use to distract us from the things that are bringing up emotional discomfort for us. Um, and we seek to find some kind of relief from it. Um, I venture to say that it is the most significant addiction that's going on in the United States right now. But that's a whole nother that's a whole nother story. I just want to check in again. I don't know if we've had any new people come in. Is there anybody who is dealing with any physical pain at all? Any physical pain, whether back pain, headache, um, pain stemming from cancer or other diseases, fibromyalgia, TMJ, arthritis. Is there anybody, you know, any form of injury or anything like that, surgical trauma? Is there anybody who's maybe dealing with a sense of emotional pain that might manifest as anger or might manifest as maybe a tinge of depression? There's no shame in that, by the way. All right. I know that people might feel some shame about that. But if that's authentically where you are, there's really, truly no shame about that. Last week, Michelle Obama, mentioned, and I really appreciate her authenticity and her transparency in sharing that she was working through managing some like low grade depression. Most folks in the United States right now, if not the world, are experiencing varying degrees of depression just because all that's going on right now. Because you might not have the same kind of freedom to go and do some of the things that you would do before. And I can't tell you when the last time I had skin to skin contact with another human being who wasn't me. Well, another would indicate that it wasn't me. There is, I don't know if Rosandra is on here right now. She pops in sometimes. I remember she was doing a campaign some years ago talking about the significance of touch deprivation. Sometimes that might cause us to feel a certain way from an emotional standpoint, like we're missing out on something, or may cause us to feel maybe a little bit disconnected. Is there anybody who's dealing with any type of emotional discomfort of any sort? We want to offer support, and again, it's not like we're trying to rescue from whatever it is that you're going through. We want to offer support bringing love, light, hope, and healing to that specific area. That's all. Is there anybody out there today who's dealing with any of that? Okay. So we were kind of in this place last week too. So probably the last couple months, I've been really kind of wanting to focus on some healing, but with so much going on, somehow I just kept coming back to focusing on the healing of a nation, which I believe is important, no doubt about it. But I also want people to be able to experience people who are going through individual things, because every nation is made up of individual people, and each individual is contributing to the collective consciousness of that nation. And so, whatever we can do to support any particular individual, that actually helps the greater good of humanity as a whole. And yet, each individual has definite, specific, profound value and importance. And whatever anybody is going through, we want to support you in whatever you're going through, or maybe a better way to put it is growing through. Okay. We all have things that we're growing through. I'm no exception to that. I've got some things I'm growing through right now. So there's absolutely no shame in that. Again, we're more than happy to support you in the process. Hey, Versandra, you're here. Okay. All right. So I gave a shout out. Not certain that you were here, but it turns out that you are. So certainly glad to have you. Glad to have you. So I know I mentioned this before. For the first time in at least 6 years, we'll be doing the Transcending the Matrix training this weekend, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are some people who are here who are connected with it in one way or another, either about to go through training or been through the training already. Really, the essence of the teaching is that love is the ultimate healer. Okay, that love is the ultimate healer. We go through definitely some technical things in terms of methodology and how one can go about pinpointing the root of different health situations that may be going on. But ultimately, at the bottom of it all, every single sickness or dis-ease, no matter what way that may show up, even if it's a physical injury that takes place, every single thing that ends up happening that takes us away from a state of complete harmonium within our physical being, as well as all of the other aspects of our being, none of it is actually rooted in the physical world. None of it is actually rooted in this, what I call a third dimensional matrix of belief systems of separation and limitation. All right. Actually, it is kind of rooted in that to an extent, but it's not rooted in the physical things that happen to us. Okay. Even the physical things that happen to us, there's something deeper underlining that causes even a physical accident to take place, even a physical injury to take place. And we get to the root of that. But ultimately, what it really all is that there is some area in our life where we have somehow or another said no to God. Okay. We've somehow said, this usually is not intentional. It usually is not conscious, but we've somehow said no to God. You can't have place in this particular area. How is that we do that? Well, we experience different things through the course of our lives, or it could have been through the course of ancestors' lives, or it could have been in parallel universes or past lives or future lives or the lives of children that are yet unborn. It could have been the result of so many different things, but in essence, one way or another, there's been this like shutdown to try to protect ourselves from feeling pain again, to try to protect ourselves. And then in the process of that, we're trying to lock that pain out from ever being able to come to us again. But we also do in the process is lock ourselves in. We kind of imprison our own selves, and we close a door, lock ourselves away, or lock a certain part of ourselves away to where that pain can't come in, but also to where we're shutting off ourselves from receptivity to the love and light of God. All right. Does this make sense at all? All right. Well, the reality is that no matter how many different things might happen to us, no matter how deep the situation might get, no matter how painful the occasion or the circumstances, no matter what the significance of the disease is, none of that, I've said this before, I'll keep on saying it because I really want to drive it home. None of that is beyond God's ability to heal, God's ability to completely transform. Now, the good news is, now let me offer this concession. I am not a perfect vessel of the healing. Am I a pretty good one? I think so. I've seen some really wonderful things happen for a lot of people in a lot of places dealing with a lot of different types of situations. But I am still human. I do still have an ego. I do still have filters. There are still times where I try to rely on my own strength and my own knowledge and my own understanding. And there are times where I feel an attachment to the outcome, and all of those things kind of get in the way and muck things up. So there's nothing that's beyond God's healing power. I know God to be a healer without question. Why? Because I've demonstrated God as a healer thousands and thousands of times. So, I can't be convinced otherwise. So I do believe that God also uses vessels to do everything that God does. If God wants to send a message, God might use an angel. God might use a human being. God might use a song that comes on, or a butterfly, or a poem, or a blowing of the breeze, or an earthquake, or a hurricane, or political upheaval. God can communicate to us in the midst of any situation, and can really use anything as a vessel through which to communicate. Again, we're all drops of water from the ocean of God. We're all one with the ocean, okay? We're all one with the ocean. And the thing about it is each droplet of water contains all the properties of the ocean. No drop of water is the whole ocean, but each drop of water carries all of the properties of the entire ocean. Yes. Yes. And so we all have placed within us, placed within each and every one of us, is that divine spark, that gift of healing. Okay. I've seen some beautiful things happen for people that, can be definitely referred to as nothing less than medical miracles. Again and again and again and again and again and again over the last nearly 20 years. But I've said before, I'll say it again. That magic, that beauty, that power, that's not limited to me. I just happen to be a vessel who's been granted access to it. The same power exists within you. Okay, maybe you found access to it, maybe you haven't yet at this point in your life, but the miracle working power exists within you. It might be dormant, it might be sleeping, you might not be consciously aware of it, but it most certainly, absolutely, I'm 100% sure exists within you, and it's more than happy to express itself through you. Okay, we'll be doing the this training Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. By Saturday, people will be able to do this stuff as well as I do. Okay, and maybe you don't believe that. That's okay. Um, it's all right. You'll experience yourself doing it on Saturday, and because you probably will think it's a fluke when you do it and it works on Saturday, we'll do it some more on Saturday, and we'll do it on Sunday too. Um, it exists within all of us. The thing is that, and it's not profoundly difficult. It's not profoundly difficult. Let me say it's not profoundly complicated. That's really the word I was looking for. It's not profoundly complicated. Where does the complication come from? The complication comes from us. Complication comes from our own twisted egos. The complication comes from us having a need to feel a sense of superiority, us feeling a need to validate our own our own egos. Okay, but it's simple. It's not complicated. It's simple. You know, a lot happens in this earth that is the function of us complicating things. I was looking at this documentary the other day. It's called. It's done by Jeff Bridges. I think it was called um, "Remembering the Future's Past" or something like that. Um, Something about the future's past. I don't remember exactly what it was, but really it was related to the now in which we currently find ourselves in. And they're kind of going through this process of explaining how things have gotten to the point where they are now through industrialization, and how we as humans kind of uniquely have done things to alter our environment, and control our environment that no other species of life on planet Earth does. Okay. Um, if it's cold outside, we actually erect buildings and create heating sources. Wait, did I say if it's cold outside or if it's hot outside? If it's cold outside, we erect edifices and create heating sources. If it's hot outside, we erect edifices and create cooling situations. And throughout this whole continued process of um, creating a capitalistic market, and then the way that things go, and almost everything that you buy was made, or almost everything you use wasn't something that you made, but something that was made a long distance away from where you are, probably at least an ocean's distance away from you where you are. You know, China is exactly halfway around the globe from the United States, but almost every product that we use um, was made in China, interestingly enough. Um, I feel like I'm digressing in terms of how we tend to complicate things. It's not always bad that we complicate everything, but we do need to be conscious of how we complicate things unnecessarily, and be equally aware that not everything has to be complicated. Some things can be simple. Okay, some things can be very simple. And healing is one of those things that can be very, very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And we don't have to use our egos to say that we're better than somebody else because we can do this particular thing or manifest this particular thing that others may not yet have found access to. And so that's something in the training that we definitely focus on quite a bit as well. And we ultimately learn that it's never actually the other person who needs to be healed, no matter what their condition is that they're coming to you with. The person who actually is receiving the healing is you, because you've got the twisted perception. And this is a beautiful way to reconfigure your perception to see more clearly through the eyes of truth and through the eyes of love and light. But that's something we'll be going into in much more detail this weekend. So has anybody shown up that's dealing with any physical pain, or anybody who's dealing with any emotional pain? I just want to check in on that again. We definitely want to offer support if anybody is in any way. I don't see where there have been any new comments lately. Okay. Again, we're more than happy to offer some support. If not, we'll probably end up, ending this broadcast a little bit early today. Besides, I've got a whole nother class I've got to teach in less than an hour. I've got to get situated for that. But I definitely wanted to come on and offer some opportunity for some healing, to offer some encouragement and some hope. Even in the weird times that we're in, there's still beauty in the midst of it. There's still glory in the midst of all that's going on. There's still so much that we can have hope for. One thing that continues to happen, no matter what goes on in the course of the day, the sun each day rises over the horizon. Dulcie, aloha! So good to see you. So good to see you. Dulcie, it dawned on me, I think that you're 5 hours behind where I am. Is it, what time is it where you are? Is it like 7:30 where you are right now in Kauai? If you could just jot in the chat or in the comments what time it is where you are. I believe that you're like 5 hours away from where we are. And I'm so glad that you received your manual. Jennifer, I don't know if you've received yours yet, but hopefully, if you've not, hopefully you'll receive that today. If not today, I'm sure you will by tomorrow. Okay, yeah, so you're fine. Boy, so on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to actually be starting at like 5 o'clock in the morning your time. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Well, we definitely hope you're able to get plenty of rest. We will be starting a little bit later on Friday. It'll be, I guess, 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday when we get started. And you and I actually still need to have a little conversation, kind of a preparatory conversation. Just a couple of things we wanted to go over with. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to go over with you in preparation for the class, for the training this weekend. All right, yeah. Well, infinite love and many blessings to everybody who is out there. Dulcie, do you mind? I don't think you'll mind me sharing this. So, Dulcie came on to the broadcast last Wednesday, and we had some communication. She's going to be going through the training this weekend. So she's in Hawaii. I'm in Houston. And so I went Saturday morning to send off all of these manuals to different parts of the country that they're going to. And they were wanting to make it very clear at the post office that the mail was being delayed, that that they couldn't give any guarantees on when it would get there, and all of this. With most of them, I sent priority mail. With Dulcie, since it was going quite a bit further, I sent express mail, which is quote unquote next day. But they made it clear there was no guarantee, and They were even saying that there was no guarantee it would get there by Thursday. So the training begins on Friday. There was also a slight question about whether or not we had the correct address at the time. And at the post office, they were saying how difficult, how things are a little bit different in Hawaii in general as far as the addresses are concerned. And they really tried to discourage me from actually sending. I didn't share this with you, Dulcie, but they actually encouraged me to refrain from actually sending it. They kept telling me, you're not going to be able to get your money back. Yes, ma'am, I'm aware that I can't get my money back if it doesn't go to the correct address. So we ended up going ahead and sending it off, and we just sent positive energy out there that it would be able to get there on time. I received a message, this was Saturday. I received a message from Dulcie on Monday that she had actually received her manual. So you actually received your manual before everybody else did, even though it was by far going the longest distance. And a thing that I thought was beautiful that Dulcie shared with me, and this was the part that I was asking if you minded if I really shared. She shared that as she was pulling up to the post office, she could already feel that the manual was there, and sure enough, it was there, waiting for her when she opened her mailbox. Now, I do want to say for you all who are actually going to be going through the training this weekend, if you can, please read the manual before the training begins on Friday. Okay. A lot of it some of it will make sense, but a lot of it probably won't necessarily make a tremendous amount of sense. But if you read it, it will actually help prepare for the training. It will kind of give us a little bit of a step ahead. So that'll be great if you can do that. For anybody who, I don't know if Rasandra's still here or not, but anybody who's ever been through Transcending the Matrix training, once you've taken it and you've done the registration for it and you've completed that level of training, excuse me, and completed that level of training, you can repeat it from as many times as you want for free. So we definitely welcome people to do that. We're going to be doing it via Zoom. This will be the first time ever that I've done it via Zoom. It's always been an in-person training. But I really do look forward to it. I know it's going to be an awesome event with different people, tuning in from different places. And I'll share this, with people who are going through the training too. Please be prepared to have your camera on the whole time during the training. I know that might be asking a little bit more for Dulcie than others, and that it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning there, and you may need to tend to some things that you may want to have set in order to be camera ready. I don't know, but we do want everybody to share their camera throughout the duration of the class, and to be as available and undistracted as possible during the class. If something comes up, just let us know and we'll acknowledge that. But there'll be definitely some key points during the training where you'll need to be focused and undisturbed. So, okay, who actually is still here? I see that there are a couple of people who are here. Who are the people who are here right now? If you can just jot in the chat. If there are only people who are going to be in the training this weekend, there'll be some specific things that I might feel inclined to share. Okay, you'll be ready, Dulcie. All right, fantastic. Um, do you have to turn the lights on? Okay. Well, we will need to actually see you. Um, let's you and I have a conversation later on this afternoon. Um, I'm gonna private message you my phone number. Okay, so Versandra and Dulcie are the two people who are here right now. It's showing that there are two people who are here right now. Oh, okay, you're kidding. Yeah, and Versandra, if you want to, I don't know what you had going on this weekend. You've done the training. If you want to show up this weekend, just reach out to me and let me know. I'll need to send you the Zoom link and everything. You're certainly welcome to come and participate again since you've done it before. And actually, Versandra was in the most recent class. That was the last time that I did it, Transcending the Matrix training. So Versandra, do you remember? I don't know if you remember exactly when that was that you did the training. It had to have been more than 6 years ago. And I think I did a 1-day class. I think I did a 1-day class that was focused specifically on the 4 elements. But I think the last class that I may have done might have been in 2012 or 2013. So it might have been 7 or 8 years. I'm gonna spank my own hand for that. 2013. Yeah, that was. I think that was the last time. I think that was the last time I did the class in my office in Farmington Hills when I was still in Michigan. Might have been one more after that, but I think that might have been the last one. Anyway, looks like there isn't anybody today who's dealing with any physical pain or any emotional pain that they want to have addressed today. So I would have been more than happy to have offered some support if you were interested in that. No problem that nobody is dealing with any physical pain. Although Dulcie, please try to. I will mention this to you real quickly. Please try to find all the people you can in preparation for the class who you know have some physical pain, because we want you to have the opportunity to experience yourself helping them to become free of it during the class. That's definitely a part of the training, and we'll just bring them in, and you'll have an opportunity to work with them and utilizing the technique and help them to become free of some pain on the spot. So, all right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get ready to wind things down today. Oh, you've got a list of people to work on. Fantastic. If you could please be in communication with them to, be prepared to connect with us Saturday. It'll be later in the class on Saturday. I was going to say Saturday afternoon, but it'll still be in the morning for you. Oh, your dog Lulu needs healing. Okay. All righty. Well, we'll get some healing for Lulu too. But for later in the session on Saturday and also on Sunday, and we'll go into some more details on that later. But many blessings to all of you who've come by today. If you're watching this on a future broadcast or you're catching this on YouTube, many blessings to you. I just am sending out love your way and acknowledging that the presence and the peace of the light of God's love are with you right now, that there are good things that are on the horizon for you, and there are good things that are unfolding right now. I speak to those aspects within you that are wanting to have a fuller self-expression, the aspects of yourself that you've shut down that are part of who you are, part of the beauty of who you are, that those things might awaken more fully, and that you might allow your light to shine with new levels of brightness and brilliance, that those who come in your presence might be blessed as a result, that your cup might be filled to the point of running over, and that it spills over onto other people that you come in contact with, and that a drop of heaven is left behind wherever you go. Many blessings to us all. May we embody the good that is available in us, for us, and around us. May we allow that light to be activated within each and every one of us more fully, so that we can create and participate in the creation of a more harmonious and unified global community to the glory of God. God bless you. I love you. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. And for some of you, I'll see you on Friday. All right, take care.